Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Lisa, the art teacher. Good morning. How is everyone today? How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you very much. We have a lot of holidays that we're celebrating this month, the month of December. And one of those holidays that is celebrated by the African American culture is called Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa has what's called a canary and a candle lighting ceremony. It sort of looks something like this. Kwanzaa on the Kanara, excuse me, the Kanara, and these are the candles that they light. The first candle that they light during the celebration is the one in the center, the black candle. There are 3 red, 3 green, and 1 black. Kwanzaa means first, as in the first harvest, and they're celebrating the first harvest. Okay, now I want you to look at this Kanara and tell me, do you see any shapes that you're familiar with? Let's look. Well, let's look at this yellow part first. It has 2 sides, 1, 2, that are kind of short. And then it has 2 long sides, 1, 2, much longer than the side. What do we call that shape? Maybe if I draw it on a board, you might be able to see it better. So let me do that for you. We have something with 2 sides that are shorter, and then 2 sides that are much longer. I know that shape. That's a rectangle. A rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. What if I made 4 even sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 even sides. That's right. That's a square. That has 4 even sides. But if I made 2 even sides that were long and 2 even sides that were short, that's a rectangle. And that's what we're working with today, the rectangle. Most of the shapes on the Kanara are rectangles. Let's look again. We have the base of the Kanara, which is a rectangle. Even the sign in the center of the Kanara is a rectangle. Now let's look at the candles without their flames. If we turn it backwards, you can see. Look at the shape. It's long sides, and a short top, and a short bottom. Still a rectangle. And the same with all the ones following. Long sides and short bottom and top. Still a rectangle. But how about these flames? What kind of a shape is that? That's a type of shape that you really can't use for a mathematical equation, which is how most shapes are equated. This would be called an organic shape. The rectangle is a geometric shape, but you don't need to know that right now. So what we're going to do to create our flames, we're going to make triangles first and then create a flame in a geometric organic shape. So how would I make a triangle? How many sides does a triangle have? A triangle. Well, what do I know that's the shape of a triangle? Christmas trees. That's right. A Christmas tree is the shape of a triangle. So let me try to draw that. That has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. A triangle. Kind of looks like a Christmas tree. 3 sides, 3 points. Do you remember how many sides that square had? Think they were even sides. What did the square have? Let's draw it again. It has even sides. Ready? A square. That's right. 4 even sides makes a square, and 3 sides makes a triangle. And remember which one we're working with today? It has 2 long sides that are equal and 2 short sides that are equal. But it can be seen two ways, if you remember, by the candles and the base of our Kinara. We can make a rectangle that's long sides or short sides. These are both rectangles. Okay? So you guys are going to work with rectangles. So the first thing we need to do is let's get out our big long rectangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down to my table so you can see what I'm doing, because we're going to start building our Kwanzaa. I'm sorry, a Kinara. It's in the morning, I'm sorry. Come on down. Okay, so here's the yellow base of our Kinara, and we are going to glue our sign right to it. You might want to color it first. So how about we do that? This way we don't make a mess on our base. I'm going to use my markers because I like the smell of these markers. They have scents and they're making me very hungry. And I'm going to do it the same way I did it on my sample because I like matching the color of the candles to the letters. See how I did that? We have 3 green candles, so I have 3 green letters. Then I have 1 black candle and I have 1 black letter. And then I have 3 red candles and 3 red letters. You can color it any way you want, but that's the way I'm going to color mine. And I'll leave this here in case you want to do the same. And I'm going to color mine first, and you color yours too. And I'll wait for you. Or you could always just pause the video while you're coloring your letters. Remember, the holiday that's celebrated is Kwanzaa, and it's celebrated by the African American community. And the word means first, as in first harvest, and that's what they're celebrating. First harvest, because you have to understand, not everybody relies on the supermarket. Some people rely on what they grow in their fields to eat. So having food is a celebration. Back in the earlier days in America, we also depended on our crops to eat. We didn't always go to the supermarket. If you lived out in the West where there weren't any stores or any provisions, you had to rely on what was being grown in your garden. And when you did get food, you celebrated because then you knew you could eat. So that's the celebration of Kwanzaa. First harvest. And I'm almost done with my letters. How are you doing? And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just as long as you're enjoying the process and having fun. Because that's what I like to do. I like to have fun when I make my art. So always remember when you're working, try to keep your area clean. So I'm going to put my markers away now. And I'm going to start on the next part of making my Kinara. Okay, now I'm going to glue my Kwanzaa sign onto my base of my Kinara. So I'm going to get out my glue. I like a stick glue. Some of you have liquid glue. Whatever works, whatever makes it stick is good for me. And then I'm going to try to use my eyeball to center it. How'd I do? Did I do pretty good? That's close enough. All right, now we want to put our candles on. So I'm not quite sure if it matters if green is first or red is first. I've seen it both ways. I've seen the red candles first. I've seen the green candles second. So whichever 3 you want to put first or whichever 3 you want to put last, that's okay. Being I did it this way for the sample, I'm going to do it the same way for the project. So remember, the green candles are on the left here. I'm flipping it over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place my candles first. Starting with the black one because that's the center. And this way I know I have to fit 3 on this side and 3 on that side. So I'm going to place them so that I can see that they're going to fit and that they're going to be even across. And you want to make sure the top's even, and if it's not, that's okay. We can always trim it at the end. So I have 3 on one side, and there's just the right amount of space. And then I'm going to have 3 on the other side. And the same thing, just the right amount of space. And now I'm going to start gluing. I will start with the black candle and make a little circle of glue, like a coin, and glue it right down. And then just continue with my green, gluing and sticking, gluing and sticking. And again, I'm not worried about the height of the candles because I could always trim them. Gluing and sticking. And what shape am I sticking again? Do you remember? A rectangle. Very good. Because we're working with rectangles. The base is a rectangle and our candles are rectangles. Okay, now let's turn it back the right way. And I think I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see my candles better. Now, what do we need next? Well, during the ceremony each night, we light a candle. So I need my yellow strip. I have a thinner yellow strip. I had a thinner yellow strip. Hang on, it must have fallen. I'm going to have to go get a yellow strip. So I'm going to put you on pause and I will be right back because I don't know what happened to it. That's very interesting. So hang on guys, I'll be right back as soon as I can get my mouse over here. Okay, I'm back. I found my yellow strip. So what we want to do is we want to make flames on our candles. So what I want to show you is how we make a triangle. We're going to turn our triangles into our flames. So let me get out my whiteboard again. Let's pretend this is my yellow strip. What I'd like you to do is draw a triangle on the yellow strip. Remember, a triangle has 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So if it helps you, draw 2 dots right next to each other and then go into the middle of these 2 dots and go straight up and make another dot. Connect your dots and you have a triangle. Do that over and over. Draw 2 dots side by side. Go in the middle of the 2 dots and straight up and make another dot. Connect your dots. You have a triangle. So once we make enough triangles for all the candles that we have, we want to make a smiley face at the bottom of our triangle. So we know what a smiley face is. It's just a happy smiley face. So let's make a nice smiley face on the bottom of all our triangles because we did such a wonderful job making our triangles. Now if this was my yellow paper, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to replace this, put this right above, and I'm going to make my triangles. Ready? Dot, dot, go to the center of my dot. So here's my 3 dots. Can you see them? Not going all the way to the bottom. I'm just doing it at the top part of my paper. Then I'm going to connect my dots and I'll make a nice smiley face. Now I have my first flame. When I cut it out, I'll use the back where there's no pencil marks. So let's make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to have a total of 7 flames on the Kinara. The center of my dots and connect. Happy, happy, smiley face. 2 dots side by side. Go into the middle of the 2 dots, find the middle, go straight up and then connect your dots. And be so happy because you did a wonderful job. And continue that for each candle of the Kwanzaa. Make your triangle and your beautiful happy face. We're almost done. 2 dots side by side. Find the middle of the 2 dots and go straight up for your 3rd dot. Then we'll connect our dots and be happy we did a wonderful job. 1 dot, 2 dot, middle of the dot, top. Connect the dots. I'm so happy. I'm on my last one. Dot, dot, middle of the dots, top, connect, boom, happy. So your yellow strip should look something like that when you're done. And now I'm going to cut them out. And if you need help cutting, please ask somebody, because you know what? Teamwork is the best work. And then I want to show you how our flame came out. Now here's our first flame, but it has all the pencil marks on it. So what I'm going to do is just flip it over and use the side without the pencil marks. How's that? Beautiful, right? All right, let's continue cutting. And then you know what the next step is? We're going to glue them on. And do not worry about being perfect. You do not have to be perfect. We want to have fun. We're learning our shapes. We're learning about a beautiful tradition celebrated in the African American community. We're learning that Kwanzaa means first, as in the first harvest. We're learning about the colors that represent the community, which is red, green, and black. What colors represent the United States of America? Does anybody know? Well, let's think. What does our American flag look like? What colors are on that flag? Who said red, white, and blue? You are so good and so smart, and you are right. We are represented by red, white, and blue colors on our American flag. There we go. My last candle flame. Okay, now we must glue our flames to our candles. Whoops, excuse me. Let me throw away my scraps. Let me get out my glue stick and let me start gluing. Circle of glue at the top of the candle, and I'm going to light my Kwanzaa. I don't know a song. Light my menorah. That's for Hanukkah. Oh yeah, doesn't this look like the menorah from the Hanukkah celebration? But there is one big difference. The candles on the Hanukkah menorah, I believe there's 9 candles. The Kwanzaa has only 7. They celebrate for 1 week. Look how beautiful this is coming out. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ow, I burnt my finger on that candle. Just kidding. Okay, so now our Kwanzaa is done. We've built the base, we've put our candles on, and we lit them with all the flames. But we're not done yet. We want to display it. So how can we display our Kwanzaa? Well, I sent each and every one of you a clothespin. What am I going to do with that? Well, I also sent you a strip with a magnet on it. There's 2 sides. One side is black and the other side is white. Place the glue, some liquid glue would work best, on your clothespin, and then put the paper side of your magnet on your clothespin to dry. Because when it dries, you're going to take your Kwanzaa, you're going to stick your clothespin on it, and you're going to hang it on the refrigerator by your magnet. Now, if you don't like that your clothespin can be seen, well, here's something we can do. Here's my clothespin. Let me grab my markers again. I'm going to do a quick, easy fix. I'll bring this down just a little bit so it's only on the yellow side. And I'm just going to color my marker yellow. Not my marker, I'm sorry, my clothespin. The color that you would see on the refrigerator. Oops. There, I just colored it yellow, so it kind of blends in with the yellow paper. And so what do you think? Did you enjoy learning about your triangles, rectangles, and squares and making your Kinara? How beautiful is that? Be careful with the flames. You don't want to get burnt. But just remember, guys, have fun making your Kinara for the holiday celebration called Kwanzaa, which is celebrated by the African American community. And it means the word first, as in first harvest. So let's celebrate the fruits of our labors during Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa, guys. I'll see you next year. Have fun. Be good. Always be good. I know you're good. I miss you. And guess what? I'll see you next year. Yay! Because next year is around the corner, and it's the Year of the Ox. Another celebration, the Chinese New Year. They're just never ending. Well, this is Miss Lisa, your art teacher, saying, ciao for now from my table of art. Ooh, I'm burning my chin on those candles. Not just kidding. Bye-bye, kids. Have fun.